Hello, hi guys.
Hey.
Hello. Hi Alex.
Hi, Emmanuel.
How you
Can you
doing?
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh man, life is beautiful and complex and fascinating, you know?
All at the same time.
Huh?
All at the same time.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Mm.
Yes, so I am the new host of this. Uh, I'm taking over from you, I guess.
Oh, amazing. I was leading this group for 2 years.
Oh,
Finally, I can hand it over.
yes, thank you for your
Well, not in the
service.
leading, you know? It's a
Uh,
decentralized ecosystem and everybody is a lead.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, so I guess we can give a few minutes to other people before we start. So how was your experience leading the working group for those many days?
oh, that's a good question. So, a brief story.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, this came out of IOG with the label community leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a year before Intersect. So I guess it was an experiment, you know, in what Intersect would become once it's public. And so for me, it was my reason for participation was personal growth and, you know, career development. I just completed the Catalyst funded training in conflict resolution. And its subject, like conflict resolution, is very abstract, but its subject was facilitation mediation, what you are doing at the moment. You know, being the host of meeting, moderating discussions, and this kind of work. So I volunteered to lead the group, and the point for me, a great point before AI was the great point that I had the meeting minutes. So after the meeting, it was kind of late for me. So after the meeting next day, I would write about what happened in the group and keep the documentation track going. And so this happened. This was continuing for a year, and we had this paper trail of our involvement. A lot of people got, you know, contributed and chipped in, and it felt to me, you know, to advocate and lobby for interests of the group, joining Intersect. So the group voted to join Intersect. I am grumpy person from time to time. I voted against. I was the only one to vote against because I was just grumpy. But then we joined Intersect. Yeah, I started to attend open source committee meetings and well, what we were discussing in the group interacted and, you know, intersected with what was thought about at the moment in Intersect. And so I think we influenced the developer advocate program because as it happened, I got, you know, like I was told that the developer advocate program would start and I should apply because they thought I would be really good, you know, for that role. And so and then it transformed developer experience working group. The version that I just described was at IOG, GitHub. And then we didn't transport that version. We created new repository. And so the group was kind of transformed into new dimension. And because the initial focus very technical, and developer experience is a subject for developers to focus on and to be able to offer improvements. And like a good category in Catalyst, for example, projects like that help developer experience usually gain more support than some others. You know, it's a popular subject and it never gets old because developer experience is kind of commons. You know, it's like we all benefit from good developer experience. But investing in developer experience is not very profitable. It's not a product. So is you know, grassroots action, collective action, people coming together with initiatives. And so my initiative was I found a mentor. So for me, point of joining Cardano was to become better programmer because of connection to Haskell, functional programming. and being able to learn these deep concepts and grow my skills, grow my expertise. So I found a mentor, and we built a solution intersecting between developer experience and certification. So for certification, you need quality assurance and testing. And lack of quality assurance and testing tools is a developer experience issue, because you have to build them. If you want to thoroughly test a solution, you need to build a testing suite. So we built a testing suite in TypeScript using Helios, which I still support and hope to advance its use, and promote it as a project and get the team back, into active state in the Cardano community, because they are quite solid and their work is not very visible. Although it's very useful, because with a TypeScript, actually Midnight learns and takes this idea further. Why do you want Haskell? Why do you want all this complicated stuff? If you can do it in TypeScript, it opens so many doors for people to come in, and be able to start developing without getting educated first, which takes a long time and is quite, so expensive, just in many ways. And so I built a solution. Was a great experience for the first iteration of the work group, and then the second iteration working group, we were 4 of us developer advocates, and it was quite cool that we had some autonomy working on the projects that we saw as kind of impactful. And I kept advocating for, from the point of view of developer experience as the subject of the group, for adoption of best practices and AI, because it helps a lot solving bugs, but it's a double-edged sword, so that sometimes using AI is counterproductive. So for me, the point of involvement in developer experience working group as a developer advocate came to having my background in AI and being able to use it in different ways, including to hurt myself, to hurt my brain. Yeah, and so now we handing over. Yeah, this it's a good time for me to attend this meeting. Although during the day sometimes I teach and might not be available, but always can find myself in the developer experience working group with my cal.com link, and you can book time with me at any time if you want a consultation on community or who does what, or the things that confuse people. And we made it one of the points of developer advocates when we just joining in and onboarding, so that it's their role to help people answer the questions that they have, and nobody seems to be able to give them answer to. So in part, it was like a Discord moderator. You read people what people ask for. For me was focusing on technical questions, how to run a node, how to solve this bug. A lot of these questions intersect, and so didn't have a lot of impact in that regard. Although there were some people, who came to and asked questions, and I was able to connect them to projects. Yeah, so here's my rant. I don't know what you think of it. Muted.
Oh, sorry. I think you've had a good run with this this group. I'm
Thanks.
looking forward to reaching where you've reached, actually. So thank you very much for all your efforts so far. So yeah, I guess we can start the meeting. But before we start, I'd like you guys to be aware of our Discord channel. You can join the Discord server, Intersect Discord server, and so I've pasted the link there. We have a working group thread that we post most of the things that pertain to this program, and I would encourage all of you to just keep tabs on that group in case you have any questions or you require any leads. That is the best place to actually do that. So I've pasted 2 links. The first one is to join the Discord server. The second one is where you'd find that particular channel where we hold the working group discussion, the developer experience working group discussions. So yeah, so welcome to the meeting. I'll just give you, let me start sharing my screen. I'm going to take you through what this working group is going to be about for the next 3 months, although the program is supposed to run for a longer period than the 3 months. But I'll just give you an overview of what we're going to do for the next 3 months, after which we'll evaluate what the people in this working group want us to focus on, and maybe get feedback from you guys what you think is important as a developer in Cardano that you'd want us to cover, and we'll take those sentiments and try to figure out what we're going to do for the next 3 months, and hopefully continue that process and create some sort of a way that the working group will be working going forward. So I'll start by just giving you an overview of what we plan to achieve in the developer advocate or the developer experience. Yeah. So the developer experience basically was created to help developers maybe solve the problems that they're facing as developers in Cardano, provide documentation, enable developers to contribute to open source, maintain the documentation that we have in case you want to start contributing to the repos, the core repos. This is sort of the way we want people to join or to find all the information they need basically to be part of the community basically. So you can be a developer in private, but Intercept gives you an opportunity to be part of the people creating the technology. So the core repos, maintaining the documentation, and everything. As you know, open source powers a lot of things, and we want to encourage more developers to actually contribute to open source so that we can keep this technology alive for as long as possible. So I'll share this doc at the end of the call, but for now, I guess we can just start. So yeah, this is the plan for the first quarter of this program. Ideally, it's on paper, it's supposed to run for 9 months, but we are going to be here for as long as we can. As if you're in the meeting from the beginning, you've had Alex has been here for 2 years. So yeah, we'll always be here for as long as we can, but we are trying to sort of create quarters over the course of the year so that we can pinpoint or try to document what we've been learning, and yeah, to just create like a better way to follow if you're onboarding on as a developer in Cardano, or if you just want to know how to start contributing to the open source. So this first quarter is basically created to make sure that we can onboard people on the things that I've just mentioned. So if you're a new developer, this first quarter is supposed to just show you or inform you how Cardano is structured, the different things, the different entities that you might want to be on the lookout for that make up Cardano. There's different entities that make up the whole Cardano. So just to guide you to understand what each entity basically does, and if you're trying to contribute, what entity or what body you're supposed to probably join and get to know things in there. So this, the first quarter is meant to just welcome you. If you're a seasoned developer, this is where you learn how to start contributing. If you are completely new to Cardano, this is also the place where you need to start. We'll be giving you explanation on important things you need to know, the repos that are important to Cardano, the core repos, how to start your journey in documenting open source, how to start your journey in contributing, and so much more. So I hope everyone can see my screen. I'll make sure to share this document in the working group at the end of the call. But yeah, so quarter one should run from the start of October. Yes, we have a question, Alex.
Thank you. Pardon interrupting. Curious about materials. Do you have materials for the sessions that you have planned, like a token creation workshop in the top, in the first section, or a developer environment setup in the sessions plan?
Yes, so each of these sessions that we plan to have, this is the first orientation just for people to get to know. Yeah, the first one is just the orientation for people to get to know intersects basically and Cardano. So nothing for you to keep, just explanation. But as you can see here on this doc, we have other plans. So this is just
you have Bluetooth project-based learning on your curriculum.
Yeah, that's supposed to come down the line once we start.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool. So
we
the
have
point was
plans
to recommend PPBL. It's great material. I used it myself. I support it, and it's been really helpful. Great, just incredibly well-designed instructional materials with a soul. You know. All right.
Yeah. So we have all that in the pipelines. The first two calls were just meant to. Sorry for that. Let me switch this off a moment. Very sorry for that distraction. Okay. So the first few meetings are just to welcome new people. If we have new faces to the Cardano, they should understand the different things that are involved in Cardano before we actually get into, if you want to know smart contracts, if you want to know how to be a developer, we have all of those in the pipelines. So the first few weeks is just to let them know the different entities, where to get documentation, where to learn about specific things, and all that. So that's what we are concerned with in this first 5. So we have a whole schedule of what we're going to do over the course of the 3 months. But one of the main drivers for this first 3 months is just to also document like keep an accurate document of how we might want people to join Cardano basically. So the efforts we're going to put into these 3 months are going to go into a documentation that anyone who is joining, if you know Cardano or not, you can find like how to join, just follow a few working group sessions or documents, and you will be able to know where to start, basically. So all those things about project-based learning, they're all in the schedule of what we're going to do for the next 9 months. So I hope that answers your question, Alex.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there any questions for me?
As of now, I don't think so, unless there's someone on the group with a question. Okay, so I guess I can continue.
I'm going to drop off and see you next time. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you want to. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, Cardano is a 3rd generation proof-of-stake blockchain focused on sustainability, scalability, transparency. It's a very research-based blockchain. That's how everything in Cardano is actually decided. We do a lot of research just to implement the different things in the ecosystem. So research is at the core of whatever is built on Cardano. So there are different entities that you might want to know about in Cardano. We have Intersect, which is the member-based organization under Cardano. Basically, Intersect was created to enable members of the ecosystem to contribute in a way that is very organized contribute and maintain the actual technology that is Cardano. So Intersect was created with that mission, and what Intersect has, Intersect maintains all the repos that run the actual technologies, the node itself, the CLI, other things that query the blockchain are all under Intersect. So we have different repos under Intersect. The core repositories, as you can see, we have the node itself that is written in Haskell, that is a repo under Intersect. We have the Cardano CLI, DB-Sync, which is the querying layer that queries the actual blockchain, and the Ouroboros network. So we also maintain the code for the network. This is basically the technology that we use for consensus in Cardano. So all these repos are controlled by Intersect. We have smart contract languages that we use to write smart contract, Bluetooth, all these repositories. We have ICANN, Cardano's transaction library. All of these are repos under Intersect. So we have a list of them. We have the wallet, the PyCardano, the Python library for Cardano is also maintained under Intersect, and some node tests repositories. So Intersect basically was created to enable members to participate in the maintenance of the Cardano core repositories as the main function of Intersect. It was also created to coordinate the working groups like this one. So if you want to contribute to any particular aspect I've shown here, any of those repos, there is a dedicated working group for each of these repos that people join just to start documenting or just learn about the tool itself. So the working groups, you can find them in, if you've joined the Discord server, there's plenty of working groups here under different things. So we have the DB-Sync working group, we have the consensus, the Ouroboros consensus working group. If you're working on a Haskell package, there's a working group for that. If you're working on L2 solutions, there's a working group for that. The node itself has its own working group. We have Bluetooth, the language that we use to write smart contracts. One of the languages that we use to write smart contracts in Cardano has its own working group. So yeah, all of these technologies have their own working groups. So Intersect was created to also manage those working groups. Working groups are one of the ways that Intersect uses to maintain different repositories. So we also have committees under Intersect. So committees are sort of how Intersect uses organizations or elected members to sort of govern how decisions are made on different aspects in Cardano. So if you go to the server, you can see we have different committees. We have the steering committee, we have the budget committee, we have the civics committee, we have the membership and community committee. So different aspects of an ecosystem are sort of controlled under Intersect. As you can see here, we have the open source committee, we have the parameters committee, a subcommittee, we have the product committee. All these look to solve or to maintain different aspects of an ecosystem. So, for example, ourselves, we're concerned with open source, how to contribute to the open source and all that. So, our program is under the open source committee. That's where we put efforts to invite the community to learn about open source, some of the repos we have, how to start maintaining and contributing to open source. That is under the open source committee. So if you have joined the server, you can find the open source committee. Make sure you join one of the working groups here, but the working group that I advise you to join will be the developer experience thread here that is now concerned with just getting developers to understand the ecosystem. If they have issues in getting to things, or they have points they want to contribute to open source, the developer experience is where the developer experience working group is where that goes on. We have also other things under the open source committee whose efforts are just the same to make sure open source is being maintained. If we have tools, open source tools, find a way to make sure they're sustainable and all that. So we have tooling working group. All of these have the same efforts to just make sure open source is alive in Cardano. So I don't know if we have a question to that point. If I continue. Okay. So I'll take the silence as a no. So yeah, if you're new to Cardano, how to find resources or documentation. So on this section, we have a few parts that we have found and documented where you can start to learn about the different aspects. We have the Cardano Developer Portal, which has the link there. Yeah, so this basically provides a way to get started in Cardano. They have documentation about creating smart contracts, integrating into Cardano, building transactions if you're a first timer, operating a stake pool if that's the route you want to go to, participating in governance, discover native tokens, and all that. So governance, I think I can speak a little bit about that. So every decision made on Cardano is decentralized. So basically, if we want to change anything in the ecosystem or add something to the ecosystem, governance has been set up. So you have to follow a particular protocol to propose a change in the ecosystem. So there's these things called CIPs, the Cardano Improvement Proposal. So you have to make a proposal to improve something or change something. That proposal is vetted by the ecosystem, and then they vote on it so that it can be implemented. So there are particular steps to governance. So if you want to learn anything pertaining to governance, this is probably the best place to do that. So we have the Cardano docs themselves. So this is where you learn the protocol specification, the architecture, and the technical details containing Cardano. So we have stake pool operators, the test nets. Education is probably where you want to start. The input-output education. And then we have the Plutus Pioneer Program. So if you're looking to start on smart contracts, so Plutus is a domain-specific language that we use. It's a functional programming language that we use to make smart contracts in Cardano. So yeah, there is an option to join the next cohort. So they do have cohorts, so you have to sign up, then they'll decide if they will pick you to be in a cohort. So that's one thing. If you're going to learn Plutus, this is probably one of the sites you want to visit. We have the Plutus documentation. This is now the documentation for that particular language. The Intersect knowledge base. So if you want to know more about Intersect, this is where you're supposed to go. We have Intersect has a membership, so you can apply to be a member of Intersect. You can learn more about the committees, what they do, and who is in those committees, who's leading the committees, who's the people sitting on the committees. There are different committees that I've just mentioned. The Intersect voting, because all these members who are in the committees are voted by the community to be in those committees. So like currently we have elections that are about to start. We'll be voting in a new batch of committees. Well, new or old depends. a new batch of committee members. So if you think you have what it takes to be a committee member, you can pick the committee you want to be in and probably apply. So you find more information about the votings and elections here if you want to be a committee member. So yeah, so here are a few learning paths that we have picked. There are probably more, but we'll keep updating this document as time goes on. If you're a beginner and you just want to start, this is probably the best place to start, the developer portal. If you want to learn smart contracts, you can start with the Plutus fundamentals or ICANN. So ICANN is the other language that we use to write smart contracts in Cardano. So yeah, if you want to learn about smart contracts or how to write smart contracts in Cardano, ICANN is another language that we use. It is also a functional programming language, strictly type. The syntax sort of resembles TypeScript. The efforts that led to that is just to encourage faster adoption of that language. So if you want to learn more about it, you can go to that link. We'll update this document and share it with you after the call. Yeah, so essential toolings. So we have the learning paths. We'll share most of all of this with you. The essential toolings that you need to be aware of as a developer. So we have pre-built Docker images for the node, the DB sync that queries the blockchain, and other things. So we also have, I think we have a Docker image of Cardano wallet. So you can have a Cardano wallet. You can have a Cardano wallet image if you want to just keep your own local wallet. The last wallet is a full node wallet that you can also keep locally. We have the Cardano node that you can install on your own machine and run. But I would advise against that because it's very resource hungry. But in the coming days, we'll show you how to set up these things if you want to test them, how to set up a node locally, how to know more about these images. We'll cover that in the coming days. Smart contracts tooling. So if your focus is on smart contracts, we have links to the documentation, the different languages that we use to write smart contracts in Cardano, Option, Helios, the Plutus playground where you can just perfect your Plutus skills, ICANN, and many others. Wallet integrations. So we have different wallets in Cardano. We have, I think, more than 5 wallets in Cardano. That most of them are extension. If you're on your laptop, the extensions that you can just install, this is one of them. We have Eternal, we have Luffy, we have Lace that is created by IOG. IOG is the founding company of Cardano. So they are basically the people who started most of these core repositories. Then it was given to Intersect for the maintaining. So we have different wallets. I'd encourage you to install one of these, either Less or Eternal, because we're going to use a lot of these wallets when we come to our practical lessons. So I'd encourage you to have one. If you are not able to, we also have a day we're going to just cover wallets, how to install them, how to make out your own wallet locally and run it on your machine. We are going to cover those in lessons to come. So we have the block explorers. This is the go-to if you want to just check the state of things in the blockchain. So we have Cardano Scan. We have C Explorer. A block frost is mostly a query. It's a way to query the blockchain mainly. I guess you can call it an explorer. But yeah, so if you want to check transactions, the current epoch, where the epoch is, this is the place to go. If you want to track your transaction, you can just paste your transaction ID. So if you send someone some ADA or anything, and you can just copy the address and share it with them. Yeah, so transactions, you can copy the address and just explore it in this explorer. If you want to see the people involved in a particular transactions, if you want to follow stake pools and see which is the stake pool that is earning most rewards, this is the place to do all of that. Okay, community and support and our communication channel. So one of the ways to interact with the developers in Cardano is the forum, the Cardano forum. This is where developers basically just come discuss things. People post on their journey in Cardano, what they're involved in. So if you have something to talk about staking and delegation, this is the place to go. Governance, this is the place to go. If you are a non-English speaker, we also have translation of different things. This is where you'll find blogs, issues people have started and they're discussing. This is the place to basically just read about what people are doing in the community. We have our Discord channel that I've extensively spoken about here. If you haven't joined, I've pasted the link in the chats, so please make it a point to join Intersect and follow the working group to get more updates on the upcoming sessions. We have the IOG Technical Discord. So once we send this out to you, we hope that you join all these forums and the Discord channels just to keep tabs on what people are doing. We have a subreddit in Reddit, Cardano, so you can also go there just to interact or ask questions about everything. So yeah, I've spoken about the working groups and the committees. So yeah, once you join, you will be able to just join in the committees that you're interested in. But I would encourage you to join the open source. Yeah, and the developer experience working group just to make sure you are in sync with whatever we're trying to do. Yeah, so if you need help, you have technical questions, so those forums are supposed to help you just get in touch with people in the ecosystem. So if you send a message in Discord and the open source committee, if you have any question pertaining to the open source committee, if you want to know where to find documentation or find some tools, you can just ask a question in any of this. We have the developer advocates water cooler, where we have our advocates answering any questions that you might have. We have the tooling working group. Yeah, just any questions you have, you can ask them either in the open source committee channel directly or in the developer advocate water cooler. So those two places are ideal for any queries that you may have that may arise in the coming days. Bug reports, all of those feature requests. This is basically a CIP because it's a big change. So if you have something you want to contribute to the ecosystem core infrastructure, you have to submit a proposal, and then it will be reviewed, and there's a whole set of things that needs to be done on that end. So we'll cover a lot of this. We'll also cover how to submit a Cardano improvement proposal, the technical bits of it, writing the documentation, the review process, and all that. We also have in the pipelines ways you can contribute to the CIPs, maintaining the documents on the CIPs, and reviewing the CIPs. So all of this, we'll document all of this and maybe show you where to start just to contribute to all these things. So yeah, for the new developers, new contribute people who are completely new, please make sure you join Intersect and follow us. For developers, you can follow us also. We have a lot in the pipelines to just enable you to ease your way in joining Cardano. For node operators, if you want to be a node operator, if you're already a node operator, the different forums, you can interact with other node operators. And if you want to learn about the infrastructure underlying the node you're running, you can also join Intersect and just follow one of these working groups to keep tabs on any changes. If there's a version update and whatnot, this is the place to follow that information. So yeah, this is just links to the different things I've mentioned. Any question to that point before I share something else that I think is important? Any question so far? Suggestions, compliments? Thumbs up if we're all good. Yes, question, Peter. Oh, okay. You have a question or thumbs up?
I can't access the document that you have shared with us.
Okay. Oh, the Google Sheet.
Yes.
Okay, let me just make sure all of you can view it. Let me make sure you can all view this. So we'll publish all of this and send links to you. So there's going to be a place where you can just find them and read through everything. But this is just a schedule of what we're going to do in the coming days. So these sessions we hold every week. There is one that happens on Thursday, another that happens on Wednesday. So like there was a session, the first session was last week covering the same thing. That was on Thursday in the evening, and I'm covering today's session. That will be during the day. So we'll be alternating, but we'll have the same content every 2 weeks. We'll have the same content. So like the next session will be, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, then Wednesday at the same time. So if you want to keep joining the Wednesday daytime, we'll always have a session on Wednesday at this particular time for the next, as long as we're here. So yeah, this is just a schedule of what you're supposed to expect. If there are particular things you're interested in, you can join that specific meeting. But if you just want to learn everything we're going to do, please make sure you attend each and every meeting. So we have different hosts. The next meeting will be a different host on the Wednesday. So we'll be changing whoever will be guiding you guys on this session. So there's one particular thing I'm going to share. This is just for motivation. Why are we doing this? Basically, what we want to achieve, or some of the things we have in pipelines that this particular program should ultimately is the word. So ultimately, we want to achieve a particular goal. Let me see. There's just it books. Git move. Can't type. I can't type. Okay, gitbook.io. I want to share this with you. I feel it's important so that you sort of get a picture of why we're trying to get more people to the open source and the plans that we have or hope all of you joining for the first time can possibly get to. So I'll share this with you guys. I'll just share some of the opportunities or some of the paths that any new person joining can, of course, get involved in. Let's see if I can find intersects committees. Cardano open source committee. So this is how to join the open source committee. Yeah, so this. So we are trying to incentivize maintenance of open source. So we have different programs that are focused actually on doing exactly that. We have something called open source paid model and the open source committee that is looking to basically incentivize contribution to open source and maintaining the core repos. All these are programs that are in the pipelines if they haven't started yet. We have the maintainer, retainer. So basically, if you are a co-maintainer to a particular repo, we have a system where you'll be sort of funded to keep on maintaining. Your efforts are going to be incentivized. So we're trying to just motivate people to make sure that Cardano runs for a long time. So we have different things, as you can see here. We have the tooling sustainability that is aimed at funding important tools in the ecosystem. So if you have an important tool that is already running in the ecosystem, there's a place for you to get sustainability, basically. This is the tooling. We have a bug bounty, where we'll just be paying people to solve issues in the repos and all that. So you can read more about this open source paid model. We have developer advocates, of which I'm a part of. This is just aimed at talking to developers, getting more developers to know about what we're doing in Cardano, how they can contribute. So this is, I'm a member of this program. I also lead the meetings of this tooling and sustainability. So if you want to also contribute on any of these programs, there are working groups for each of this. If you join Discord, there's also the tooling sustainability working group. There's one here that we just discuss or find. We are actually in the initial stages of implementing the structure of paying the projects that we're going to onboard into the sustainability program and many more. So we have the bug bounty, incident monitoring, project support. So there are a lot. Cardano Summer Code. This is still in the pipeline, but we will also be onboarding developers. This is one of the ways to just onboard people or just get developers interested or intrigued with whatever we're doing at Cardano. So yeah, make sure you go over this, just read whatever might be interesting to you. If you have questions, please make sure to reach out to us. So I think that covers a lot of what is important on day one of this program. So if you have any questions, please, the time to do that is now. Any questions, suggestions?
Yeah, I just think that's a lot of content to take in, and yeah, let's just have a look at all the documents and resources, and I think there'll probably be some questions after going over all that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'll share a lot of this documentation with you guys, just to make sure you can be able to go over them. Yeah. If you have any question, please remember to reach out to me in Discord. Let me post my username in case you want to DM me. If you have any personal questions, you can also do that. Send me a friend request in Discord. So that's my username in Discord. If you need more information or guidance on how to participate, you can always reach out to me. I'm available. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. I hope to see you on the next one.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Hi, Emmanuel.
Hi.
Can you please reshare the links to the sheets and the Discord, the Google Sheets and the Discord links?
Yes,
Like,
sure.
Okay,
I have.
thank you.
Yeah, so we have two. The first one is to join the server. The second one should lead you to the exact group, the developer experience working group. This link is for a schedule that we're going to run for the next 3 months, so that you're just up to date with whatever we're doing. We'll be updating with the dates on when those meetings will occur. So, but be sure to always have a session on Wednesday, not every Wednesday, right? So every 2 weeks on Wednesday, there'll be a session. There'll also be a session on Thursday. So if this week we have a meeting on Thursday, the next one is going to be Wednesday. So Thursday, Wednesday, sometime. So thank you guys for joining. Any more questions before I drop off? All right. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. I'll be here in case any of you have any questions. But if none, I guess I'll see you next week. Thank you guys for joining. Okay, see you guys next week.